it is Mark, and welcome to another episode. Today we're doing another Whiskey in the Thicket. We're going to do something a little bit different, something I've never tried before. Today we're going to do some Boilermakers. Boilermakers is basically a shot of whiskey and a beer. Now, Boilermakers originated way back in the U.S. back in 1890 in Montana. Was originally called the Sean O'Farrell. I don't know where that name comes from, but started served when miners ended their shifts in Montana, and the beer was served as a chaser. Sometimes it's called a shot and a beer. In Texas, I hear they call it a Texas two-step. I've never heard it called that, even though I'm in Texas. But actually, Boilermakers can be consumed two different ways. The beer can be done as a chaser by pouring. But you do basically shoot the whiskey and then chase it with the beer. Or it can be done as a drop shot or depth charge, where you drop the actual shot into the beer. So, I'm going to try and do this both ways to the best of my ability. So, I'm going to open the whiskey first to let it get let it breathe a bit. Okay. So, this whiskey is Compass Box. This is a blended Scotch whiskey. So, okay. So, Compass Box only makes blends. They don't distill their own. They don't have a distillery. They just get their barrels from other distilleries and they come up with their blends. John Glasser is the owner of Compass Box. He's actually an American over there in Scotland. So this is the Transistor, and this is created as part of a series with Brewdog Distilling Company. And this is natural color, no chill filtration, 43% ABV. And there is going to be a Boilermaker series, apparently. This has been out for a while. I don't know what's next in the series, but so be it. So I was able to find some Brewdog, not quite the one that I'm supposed to have. I think it's supposed to be with Brewdog Punk IPA. I could not find the Punk IPA, but I found the Hazy Jane IPA. Don't know how different it is. I had a hard time just finding any Brewdog. So, okay. And so, what else could I say about Compass Box? Transistor, natural color, has grain whiskey, and it's grain whiskey, and much of this is from Clynelish, a large portion of our first fill American oak. There's some French oak in it. So anyway, this is apparently designed for this. Let me go ahead and read what it says on here. Alright, so as I've talked about that, okay. So my grandfather, Jack Glasser, had a ritual. It involved frosting a mug and his favorite shot glass. A Chicagoan through and through. Each evening a beer went in one and whiskey in the other. A Boilermaker. A sip, a pull on the beer, and a little conversation. It was his way to end every day. Well, that day has come around again. Working together with Steve Kersley, master distiller at Brewdog Distilling Company, we have created a whiskey to form the perfect Boilermaker in union with Brewdog Punk IPA. This is a whiskey and a beer pairing for the 21st century with a nod to the 20th. The cool of the beer and the heat of the whiskey are a natural fit. The whiskey becomes a true transistor, amplifying the power unleashed when they are paired together. Each lifts the other and pulls layers of flavor and character with it. Transistor's flavors are set in the foundation of a balance between malt and grain whiskey. A portion of the grain whiskeys delivers sweet, creamy notes, and that gives way to tropical fruits. The single malts bring layers of dried fig, marmalade, and toasted oak. Sweetness of this whiskey coats the palate with hints of icing sugar, honey, and it's an amazing complement to the bitter hops of the Punk IPA. Okay, so with all that said, I've said enough. I will nose the whiskey because, like I said, I'm going to try it. Oh, well, go ahead and pour the beer so I have it so I can get that gist of it. But okay, so on to the nosing. I would say tropical fruits. Pineapple comes through the most. Some banana, lemon. Yeah, lemon comes through pretty good after when I take a strong nose. Pineapple, lemon, banana, and like a grassy herbal notes. Okay, so onto the palate. This is an easy drinker. I do get some citrus spice on there. Lemon, lime, cinnamon. Get something else in there too. Definitely get some oak. I didn't even roll this properly. Be interesting to see what I can nose now. No, pretty much the same. So, okay, let me do this one more time before I put it in the. Oh, I need to chase it. So let's do that first. All right. It's a good, easy drinker. Oak, lemon, lime, cinnamon. Give it a medium finish with like nuts and chocolate. You know, that kind of does work. I was pretty skeptical because I don't like to mix that. But that is a good combination. I think they've done very well with this. I was really wanting to hate this, but all right, let me try it the other way. And I'm going to be honest, this is not going to be. I'm not a fan of this, and I also will warn you that these, when you drop this in there, sometimes this can kind of stick for a second and then knock your teeth out. I've heard of people actually chipping teeth doing this, so warning, warning, warning. Be careful. Okay. So, yeah, and I'm thinking you're supposed to chug it. I'm not about to chug it. I mean, that just doesn't even sound like. I want to taste it, and I don't want to just, if I wanted to chug it, I'd put it in a funnel. All right. I don't even really taste the whiskey that much. It is there. Gives it a little spice. But it's an IPA. And for those of you who don't know where IPA is created, IPA was actually when British occupied India, they would send beer to India. Of course, they could only do it by ships back in those days. Well, I guess they could have done it by land, but they did it by ship. So it's a long journey. They needed to preserve it. How'd they preserve it? Increase the alcohol and increase the hops. and the sloshing around on the ship gives it more oaky flavor. So that's why you get higher alcohol, higher hops, and more oak flavor on an IPA. So, you know, if I was going to have a Boilermaker, I think this would be it. This is actually pretty good. I don't think I'd be in the mood for it very often, but okay. I really want them to be good on their own. They are. I really almost don't want them to be good together, but they are. I'm kind of surprised. So taking the whiskey on its own, I would like I said, it's an easy drinker. A lot of Compass Box. I really like there's a lot of Compass Box bottles that I like in the summertime. I like the Oak Cross in the summer. I like the Elisa, however you say that one. Oh, I forgot how to say that one. And this would also be another good summer one. Not recommending Peat Monster for the summer, but this, you know, this was much more an enjoyable experience than I expected. So, oh, I didn't even show you the color, but you know. So, okay. We'll go with 7. See you next time.